Okay. Girl, as if. As if. Okay, none of this sounds good. You know what? As if the podcast. How about that?
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. I got a feeling. Ooh, that's an ooh, ooh. Okay, I'm gonna work on that because I think there was some potential in that. Ooh. How do you guys feel about the Black Eyed Peas? How do you guys feel about their legendary status? Because it would be a lie if we said that they weren't the group wasn't a legendary group. Look, let's be honest. Like, there are some songs. I was going to say London Bridge, but that's just Fergie. Boy, think about it every night and day. I'm looking up their songs right now. Where is the Love? Even though, you know what? Does Fergie have like somewhat of like locks or braids in this? Okay, interesting. What about that boom, 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 boom? Wait, no, that's not how it goes. Ooh, boy. Boom, boom, that boom, boom. Okay, honestly, wait, she does have braids. Okay. The Black Eyed Peas, like you gotta sit and admit, as cringy as they were at the time, they were the shit. Maybe they were the shit on my side of the town because they literally had us singing "Where Is the Love" in music class. Like we literally had a paper and was like, people killing, people dying, children. I like 8 years old. Children hurting, here and crying. If you practice what you preach. I'm like, we just want to sing fucking I love you, you love me. Like, Barney is good enough. I'm brushing my teeth. Like, that's fine. That is okay. We don't have children hurting, and crying. And when I was younger, again, being one of the very few Black people that were in my classes, anytime anything that came up about like struggle or what Blackness meant to people who were non-Black, I always felt like they were looking at me. Like if we were reading a book as a class and there was a Black character, I was definitely being looked at. Like I was definitely being like, I'm like, oh my God. Like if they said the word or oh, all eyes on me. That was the most attention I had ever gotten. My God. My sophomore year, we read The Crucible, and there was a character named Tituba. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I apologize. But the character was a Black woman, and I remember it being brought up, and I'm like, oh, well, they will be nicknaming me Tituba now. Awesome. And they did. They did. It's so interesting in books, you automatically assume that the character is white until they say otherwise. Like, we're not going to get into race, but we are going to kind of get into race a little bit. Okay. So, anyways, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to As If the Podcast with your host, me, Asia, my queen. That is me. That is she. I am where I want to be. I hope you guys are doing well today. I am doing awesome. I'm doing very awesome. I straightened my hair last night. It's looking a little fluffy, but you know, I like the fluff. You know, and I got a new dress yesterday. I really love the color. I love the way it fits. It's giving sexy, but also like sophisticated. I'm sexy, but I'm also here to take care of business. And that's what I like. You know, I'm sexy, but I'm here to take care of business. So today we will be covering how Instagram is boring. Yes, it's getting very boring for me, and we're going to talk about why. We're going to also talk about how you guys ruined the soft life. You ruined it for us, indeed. And we are going to end it by talking about a letter that I had seen on Instagram being left on someone's door talking about, hey, where have you been? I feel ghosted. What's up? And we're going to talk about if that's appropriate or not. And then we're going to get out of here. Yeah? Yeah? All right, guys. So I'm actually really excited to be here. Let me just say that. Let me say that more than anything, I'm really excited to be here because I had to take a little bit of a break last week because I was so tired. I took 2 days of PTO and I just did what I wanted to do, right? Like I just did whatever the fuck I wanted to do. I didn't have the time to do anything. And I needed those 2 days. I needed just to, I don't know. Maybe I take this thing too seriously and I probably should. Yeah, let's talk to my therapist about that. Okay. Anyways, so Instagram has gotten really boring to me. And I don't know if it's just my side of Instagram. I don't know if I'm following the wrong people, but it's just so redundant. Someone posts a picture. We say they look cute or hard eyes. They say thank you. We never talk to them again. Someone posts a picture. We say they look cute. Hard eyes. Thank you. Never talk to them again. I'm just like, and it's even with me too. Like when I post a picture and then I get a comment and then I'm like, thank you. I just feel like it's too just like, I don't know. Like I like having conversation with people. Like I like having deep conversations with people. Or just meaningful conversations, whether it's funny, we're being silly. Ugh, silly. I hate when people say that. We're being funny, we're acting asses and kikiing or whatever. I like those moments. I'm not a transactional person. And I feel like Instagram has made me feel like everyone is disposable and everything's just so quick. Like there's no conversation, there's no nothing. Like even when it comes to the DMs, right? When you're DMing back and forth with someone, it's something quick. Like that's why I don't even text. Like I don't have long text conversations. Call me, FaceTime me. I'm not going to text you. We've talked about this before. If you're new, I don't text. I'm not going to sit and be like, "Hey, how are you? Hey, how's life been?" And we're going to like write whole ass paragraphs about how our life has been. I am not doing that. I want to talk on the phone. I want to FaceTime you. I want to talk in person. I don't care about all that damn text and shit. I don't like it. I don't like it. Maybe that's the old nigga in me, but I don't like that shit. I want to see you. Like out of all the apps, I feel like Instagram feels more transactional. I just don't like that. I really don't like that. I remember when I took the month off of social media, my friend told me that she feels like she hasn't seen me because she hasn't seen me on my story. And I am not a big fan of that. I don't want to feel like I have seen someone or communicated with someone just because I've seen them post on social media. Like if I haven't physically seen you, heard your voice, saw your face, like personally, like you intentionally called me, I automatically feel like we have not seen each other, right? But like, if you've seen someone on their story, you almost feel like it hasn't been that long, in which it had, right? But like, I'm just, like I said, I'm just not a fan. I just feel like people aren't, it's not like I feel like people aren't being real. I just feel like a lot of people that I see feel the pressure of showing up so calculated on Instagram more than they do on Twitter or TikTok. I could say the same thing about myself because if you haven't seen me on my story or me post a video or a picture on any of my social media platforms, that means I haven't had my hair done. Nothing's wrong with me. Like, I just haven't had my hair done, and I'm looking a fucking mess. And then you think, like, why can't I just show up regular on Instagram? But on Twitter or TikTok, I'm posting videos or tweeting and stuff like that. But on Instagram, we have to like make sure like our lip gloss is popping. We don't have like crust around our lips and things like that. It's like, we're human beings. We're fucking human beings. But something that happened with that app made us feel like we had to be super duper perfect and polished and fucking act like robots and things like that. Like, I know people with tons of followers, a huge community on TikTok that literally show up every day with their hair standing up or with a bonnet, no makeup, not dressed up or anything like that. But they, for some reason, people understand authenticity on TikTok more than they do on Instagram. Like, I don't know how much that would translate on Instagram unless we all really were doing that exact same thing. And I don't know if that could ever happen on Instagram. I don't know if we could ever come back from needing to be polished and put together. I don't know. I really don't know. But all I know is the shit is boring. It's so boring. Crack a joke. Say your opinions on something. Oh God, but fuck it. Like, it's way more entertaining than seeing fucking Justin LeBoy being reposted on your story every day. Like, bro. And this is no shade to anybody who does it. It's no shade, because the memes and stuff, they're funny or they're insightful or whatever. Like, I like that. However, it's just like, it's everybody that's doing it. Like, you see one thing go viral or one type of meme go viral and everybody's reposting it. And sometimes I think, I'm like, didn't you see like 40,000 people just post that? But then again, I'm kind of basic like that too. Mwah, sorry guys. But it's like, it just seems so repetitive. It seems like we're all following this trend to be a certain way. And now we're just like looking at the same shit all day. You know, we're doing the same shit. We're consuming the same shit. It's all just like, oh, redundant. And there's no newness. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I guess I should just say, I don't know. It's boring. It's boring, and I'm gonna need somebody to put their back into their accounts, because I want to love Instagram. I think Instagram is such a dope app. I love taking pictures. I love sharing pictures. I love seeing different types of pictures and things like that. But I just feel like we're all saying and doing the same exact thing. And like I said, it could be the accounts that I'm following and shit like that. So whatever, but yeah. Anyways, moving on. So actually, this is a great segue. The fact that y'all ruined the soft life for us who needed the soft life. You ruined it. You ruined it. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Because when I started hearing about the soft life, how I interpreted it was that we were separating ourselves from toxic relationships, toxic environments, so that we could be soft with the people and the places that we were putting ourselves in, and express our feelings, respect our feelings, being around people and in environments that do that exact same thing. But then it went left. And I'm like, y'all fuck things up fast. Extremely fast. I'm like, okay, how did it turn into a situation where you are telling women that to be soft, you have to cross your legs, don't laugh too hard, wear a middle part, don't wear long nails, French tip only? How did it turn into that? Actually, I want to know who the fuck started it. I want to know who did it first. Who did it? Raise your hand. Who the fuck did it? Because you fucked it up for all of us. Of course, I'm going to continue to still strive to live a soft life. Because you know, bitch, you know what it is, baby. You know what it is. Despite anything, baby, you know how she's coming. You know how she's coming. But it's cute to like post a picture and be like, soft life. You know, with your cocktail soft life. Damn, I'm the problem, aren't I? I'm the reason why Instagram is boring. Wow, it's me. I found out the issue. It's me. I'm the reason. But, you know, y'all see things that are popular. You see things that are going viral and shit, right? Which is people saying that they want to live a soft life. Then you take it to the extreme, bitch. This girl said, if you want to be chose at the club, be the quiet one. You know what? Why are you here? I'm not saying not to want to get chosen at the club. I'm saying, why are you here if you're trying to look for a quiet girl? That makes no sense. And why are you here to be all pretty and cross your legs? Don't be the loud one in the club? What? That's where it's acceptable to be loud. What are we talking about? Speaking of things that aren't acceptable in public, the dancing gorilla. The dancing gorilla. And the thing is that I don't like calling him the dancing gorilla because I don't like calling black people gorillas, monkeys, all that shit. No, I don't like that, but I don't know his name. If you don't know who the dancing gorilla is, he is a buff black dude that dances in a way that we thought was incapable for a man that size to move. Like, when I tell you the way he can move his body is concerning. I'm like, damn, what is going on here? You could tell, like, he most likely he could do the splits, a good herky, a good toe touch in the air. Like, the man is, you could tell he's pretty flexible. So what he does is he pretty much dances in public, and it looks really entertaining because he's huge, right? So he dances in public, like he'll eat something and then get energized and then start doing the wave and pop locking. And you could just tell the people at the restaurants are like, what is going on here? So on social media, he's gotten a lot of flack. It's been a few years. Like, people have been on his ass. And I commend him because it's like, you are resilient because people been on your ass for like 2-3 years straight and you haven't given a fuck. Gum showing. He loves a good gum and molar. He smiles with all of his teeth. So, people have been giving him shit for a few years, and I've always thought people were being really mean, right? Like, okay, the man is dancing in public like his booty isn't in your pasta. He ain't bothering nobody for real. Like, let him do his dances for his TikTok and make his money, whatever. So a girl on Twitter had said that he is basically dancing for white folks, right? If you guys don't know about the minstrel shows, in those shows, there were white men doing blackface and pretty much dancing kind of like how they thought black people were dancing. Like, y'all weren't busting moves like that. Let's be fucking real. Black people don't dance like that. Black people don't act like that. Black people don't look like that. So, like, I was like, okay, you guys just look like white fools. You don't look like black people, but that's neither here nor there. So this girl was saying, like, what he was doing was a minstrel show, was pretty much dancing for white folks and making a fool of yourself in front of white folks. And she was saying, this is why people don't like him, guys, because it reminds us of this. I'm saying this very loosely, right? And how I felt about it was like, I'm so tired of doing or not doing things because white people are around or white people are watching. Like, I'm tired of living that kind of life. Like, I'm tired of being like, oh, what are white people going to think if I eat fried chicken right now? What are white people going to think if I eat some watermelon over here? Like, what are white people going to think if I wear my afro out? Where, like, everything is about what a white person is going to think. Oh, don't show out in front of them white folks. That's all I heard growing up, dude. Like, if you guys really knew white folks for real, you know them motherfuckers be showing out. They show out. They act ridiculous as well. We're human beings. That's what human beings do. We're ridiculous. People wanted him to think about how white people were seeing him. Like, oh, like, don't do this because the white folks saw us as this when we were da-da-da. It's just like, bro, they're gonna see us like that regardless. You get what I'm saying? Like, if they already thought about us like fucking dancing fools, they're going to think about us like that whether we're dancing or not. Like, you get what I'm saying? So that's how I felt. Until I saw, oh my God. So there was a challenge, I would say about a year ago, 2 years ago. It was to Doja Cat's song, you know, like you, similar occasion, right? So he wore a monkey or gorilla hat, like with a monkey face. I don't know if it was aren't gorillas monkeys, whatever. And he dressed up like a gorilla pretty loosely and was beating his chest and doing like gorilla motions. Yeah, it was just bad. It was really bad. I was like, oh, this is what you guys were talking about. This is what I wish you guys would have just posted that shit. I don't give a fuck if somebody's dancing out in public. Like, that doesn't look like anything to me. He just took it too far. And like, I know Black people who will try to just live up to this stereotype to fit in, right? I know them. I've seen it. I've done it. And I understand it, because sometimes as a Black person, you are like living this life where you just want to be accepted, right? And like, as a Black person who is raised around non-Black people, you pretty much do anything that you think will make them accept you. And I empathize with that so much. And we got to know that this happens and not tear each other down. The gorilla thing was wild though. Him hopping around as a gorilla, and then like he was like doing, I can't describe it for whoever's listening. So if you're watching, I'm not doing that. Whoa. See? Oh my God. It's just wild. It is literally wild. And sometimes we have to pray for our brothers and sisters. Oh God. When I saw that video, I literally watched it over and over again. I was like, I cannot believe this is what I'm experiencing. And I know your ancestors are going to come back and whoop your fucking ass. Like, boy, like my ancestors would have whooped my ass for something like that. Like, my grandma would not have played that shit. My grandma would, hell nah. She would have came back and whooped my ass. Anyways, we're going to move on. So, this is another topic that I felt two ways about after digging through. And that's what we need to do a lot more often. we need to understand that it's okay for the way we think to change based off of the new evidence that we're given. Like, I thought you guys were being mean to, I still think you're being mean to him. But I thought you guys were over exaggerating, in which now I know you guys aren't over exaggerating about the dancing gorilla. On Twitter, there was this guy who had posted a letter that someone had left at his door. The letter said this. For context, him and this guy had went out, I don't know, maybe a couple dates, haven't known each other for long. He hasn't texted the dude back, and homeboy decided to leave a letter at his door. And this is what the letter said. Hey, I wanted to drop a note instead of shooting you a text again. I had to change pins because it started to fade. What's the deal? If you're not ghosting me, then what are you doing? You haven't responded to the text or voice memo I sent, so I'm a bit confused. On one end, you're telling me that you had a good time and definitely want to hang out again, but then you're also not responding or making an effort too. Okay, yeah. You're not making an effort too. It doesn't seem like you're interested in anything, platonic or romantic, which I can be okay with. But I do believe I'm owed the courtesy of you letting me know that if it is that case. If this is your version of honest communication, I don't think we are aligned. I'm hating the mixed signals. It's giving me anxiety and confusing me. I'd like to get aligned. I hope to hear back from you. And then he left his number in case you don't have my number anymore, or feel free to come for a cup of tea and some puppy therapy. Okay, so all I did was read this letter and I was like, one, this was kind of mean that you posted this, right? Two, wow, this is someone that is able to communicate their feelings. They liked you, they appreciated your time, and they would like an answer to why this can't be what they wanted it to be. You get what I'm saying? This is kind of what I'm feeling. Oh, and the caption said, y'all, I went on one date with this dude in my building. We've exchanged a few texts with 4 days max in between. I come home from the gym and this is on my door. Call 911. Oh, shit. Okay. Right. So, yikes. I didn't read that. Okay. Then there were text messages exchanged between them two. He had screenshotted the text messages between the two of them, and he had clearly stated that he was going to be busy and he wouldn't be texting back because, he's busy with work and his own life. So he won't be texting a lot, but he appreciated your time. So that means he communicated with you that there would not be a lot of texting back and forth. Y'all know I don't like texting. I don't like it. I said it before. I don't like it. I hate it, actually. He communicated with you that he would not be present over the phone. And you, because the way you were feeling, because the fact that you don't have other things going on and you can't put your focus on something else, you want to invade his privacy. So many times I have been in that position where because the way someone else felt, they wanted to rush what the hell I was doing. Girl, go get a life. I remember my homegirl was so mad about the fact that a dude would not text her back during certain hours of the night, right? He told her he worked overnight and he wasn't on his phone a lot. And I remember telling her, like, listen, I don't know if he's cheating on you or not, but all I do know is the fact that you don't have real proof yet. And you also want to be with him. So, girl, what I'm going to need you to do is go get a hobby. Go get something to do. I think that's the reason why people want to be down people's throat all day, is because they don't have other things to do. Either that or they center romantic relationships in their life. Like, once romance comes into their life, everything goes on the back burner, whether it's their business, their friendship, their self-care, everything is out the door. So I'm always like, okay, if you are constantly wanting to talk on the phone and text and shit like that, go get something to do, especially if that person is not trying to be all like that with you. Go get something to do. We know this. We know when we have something to do, when we're super focused, we really don't be looking at our phones like that. Right? Like, we are really not trying to be all FaceTiming, talking on the phone, texting back, like, because we got things to do. So that's what I always suggest. I'm like, okay, get some business to mind. Because honestly, someone doing that to me, that's a red flag. That is a red flag. That tells me that you don't have anything else to do with your life. How are you pushing 30, and you have all the time in the world to text all motherfucking day? Because in those age ranges, you got something to do all the time. Whether it's bill collector to call, needing to move back a payment, something to mail out, floors to mop, there's always something to do. All the time as an adult. Oh my God. And it never ends. It never ends. You can't even check off everything on your to-do list without having to add 3 more things. Like, you really have to just force yourself to say, fuck it, I'm not doing none of that. Because there's always something you can do. Always. But yeah, like I said, at first I was like, oh, okay, this is a really good communicator. Then when I found out homeboy did communicate with him, that he would not be texting him all motherfucking day. And he didn't even have to do that. Now that I think about it, he didn't have to do all that because you guys went on one date. Oh no. But we be feeling so entitled to people's time, to people's life. I'm just like, I get it. I understand it. Because I would not like to be ghosted. I would not like to be ghosted. I've never been, ooh. Oh my God. I remember I was supposed to hang out with this one guy, and his friend had texted me telling me, oh my God, so-and-so just got into a fight and he's going to jail right now. And I was like, oh my God, where is he at? I'll go pick him up. Like, da 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 da. Never got a text back. And why did me and homeboy never talk about it? About the fact that he had just went to jail. Like, it's so childish to not communicate with somebody, right? It's so childish to not be able to tell somebody, hey, like, I can't hang out today. Hey, I can't do something. Whether you can or can't, if you don't want to, you can't. It's so fucking childish. But it is also childish for me to fucking believe that nigga went to jail. I was so concerned. I was like, oh my God, like, I really hope he's warm tonight. He did not go to jail, girl. He was not a fighter. And if he was a fighter, he would have got beat the fuck up. Please. Oh, God. And I even messaged his friend on Twitter, like, because I didn't have his friends, because his friend had texted me on his friend had texted me on his phone. I had messaged his friend on Twitter and was like, hey, when you get an update on so-and-so, can you let me know what's going on? His friend didn't message me back either. His friend was probably like, nigga, you trifling, bro. Like, do not put me into this. Please, do not put me into this. But you got to communicate with people, and you also have to know who you're messing with, and also know that, like, no communication is communication to me. Like, if you don't text me back, that means you don't want to talk to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to, like, beg you to, like, the person saw the text message. How many times have you told somebody, oh, I didn't see your message, knowing you saw their message? So don't be that other person on the other side. Be like, hey, you saw my, did you see my text? Yes, they saw your text message and they did not want to text you back. Do what you will with that. I remember I would send a text message and the person wouldn't text me back. And I'd be like, oh, maybe they just like lost their phone for a couple days and they're looking for it. And they're trying to find a payphone to contact me to let me know that their love is true and they really miss me and they've just been thinking about me. You'll make up a whole story to not hurt your own feelings. Girl, just hurt your feelings. Okay, this person don't want to talk to me. For whatever reason, it don't even matter whatever reason that is. They obviously just don't want to talk to me. And respect that. And be like, okay, deuce deuce. But y'all ain't ready to do deuce deuce. That's the fucking problem. That's the problem. That's the issue. Y'all aren't ready. Y'all aren't wanting to deuce deuce someone that does not communicate with you. So you would literally rather beg someone to communicate with you than deuce deucing? Like, it makes no sense. It feels so backwards to me because it's like you want communication. So instead of finding somebody that will communicate, you'll beg someone that doesn't want to communicate to communicate. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, girl. I had an ex that would not get over me. When I tell you, this pussy sweet. This girl would call me all day. Call, text, call in, texting. Because we would break up all the time. So she really didn't think that this was something that was final, right? In which I can understand. But I had told her that, no, I'm done. Zip, nada. So I'm about to get in the car with my girlfriend that I'm still in a relationship with. And this is before we got into the relationship. So we're about to get into the car and I see a sticky tab on my window that says, I love you. And my girlfriend and I had just known each other for like maybe a couple weeks. So I was like, oh my God. I was trying to play it off. I'm like, oh, maybe that was my mom. So I was like, let me see if it really was my mom. So I called my mom and I'm like, hey mom, did you leave a sticky tab on my window that says I love you? And she said, girl, you know who did that. I'm like, if you don't play this shit off, I have a honey in the car right now. And I was like, yeah. So then I call my ex and I'm like, hey, did you leave a sticky tab on my window? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, why would you do that? Why was homegirl's response, what's wrong with me doing that? I mean, there's a laundry list of reasons why you shouldn't be doing that. But let's start off with the most important one, which is it's over. I was like, okay. And I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Like, I was kind of like, I wasn't scared for my life, which is so crazy because my mom felt like, my mom was kind of scared for me though. I wasn't scared for my life when it came to her, but I was also like, I also just never knew if she was going to bombard me. I remember looking out the window and seeing her car by my apartment sometimes. I remember being in certain places and seeing her here and there. And I was like, bro, like, this is not okay. But like, I'm glad it ended because like, I like ignored it so much that it had to end because I'm sure she started to feel like, okay, am I invisible? Cause I just try to act like it wasn't even fucking there. Even though I was scared, I was trying to act like it wasn't there. I mean, I wasn't scared that much. I would have beat her fucking ass. But I was scared in a way like, I don't want to have this conversation with you. I don't want to do this. Like, you know? That was a lot. That was, oh my God, that was so much. That was so much. But you know what? I've been on that side, not as extreme, but I've blown up motherfuckers' phones. I've texted them 45,000 times. I've done all of that. And now I'm at the point in my confidence where it's like the way people feel about you is always clear. If they care about you, if they value you, they will show it. If they don't, they won't. And then we get into these gray areas where we're like, well, like, what if they have a hard time showing their feelings? Well, to be honest with you, I don't care to really be in a relationship with somebody that has a hard time showing that they value or care about me. Go to a therapist. That's not my cross to bear. Like, I always believe in grace for people. I always believe in all of that stuff. But I think that, like I said, I'm just at a point in my life where I just don't really care to have to like dig deep into somebody as to why they're doing this and causing pain to me. I want to make it just as easy as you're causing pain because you, for some reason, don't care or whatever, which is fine. You don't have to, but like, I don't have to sit here and like beg for you to care. Like, I'm not doing that, like, at all. Thank God I don't have that problem. I have an amazing girlfriend. But when I say relationships, I mean all kinds of relationships with everybody, whether you're sexual with them or not, with your mom, your dad, your grandma, everybody. Like, if you can't show me that you care, then that's fine. But there's people out here that can do that for me. And I don't need to just sit here and be all up in your face and be like, hey, care, text me back, like, communicate with me. It's like, I'm not doing that at all. They saw your text message. They saw your call. They watched your call on their phone until you hung up. No, they did not lose their phone for 2 weeks. Like, let's be real. Someone will lose their phone for 15 minutes and lose their mind. Come on now. Like, anyways. So we are going to wrap this episode up. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching me. I appreciate you so much. Have a great day. Have a great night whenever you're listening or watching me. Again. Oh, follow me on Instagram, Asia My Queen, TikTok, Asia My Queen. Subscribe to my channel. This is my channel here, Asia My Queen. Thank you guys so much again. Bye-bye.